minutes out.
Agency on Aging helps seniors, caregivers, and you stay in the game. Everyone with trusted information and services.
Okay, be right back.
Keeping seniors in the game. First pitch is Dwayne McCain from Minneapolis, Kansas. Dwayne and his wife Betty have been married for 59 years. They have 2 children, Randy and Renee. Correction, Dwayne's wife is Maxine. They call her Betty at the cafe there in Minneapolis. Again, they have 2 children, Randy and Renee, 6 grandchildren, and 3 great-grandchildren. Dwayne and Maxine enjoy participating in the Friendship Meals program at Minneapolis Golden Wheel Senior Center. And as a young ball player, Dwayne was inspired by his uncle Archie Hap McCain, who pitched for the Detroit Tigers in the 30s and 40s. In 1940s, his uncle's team played in the World Series. And like his uncle, Dwayne spent much of his time on the pitcher's mound. It was always a special time for him to get to play ball on a real field with dugouts, since these teams usually played in pastures. All right, Dwayne, let's see that pitching arm. It's a strike. Thanks, Dwayne, for pitching and for keeping seniors in the game tonight and for all you do in your community. Our next honorary first pitch is from Blair Summer. He's the training manager for Quick Trip Wichita Division. And Quick Trip is our sponsor for Armed Forces Night tonight here at the NBC World Series. Let's hear it for Dwayne and Blair.
Hey, Anthony. Anthony.
Our honorary first pitches tonight.
Anthony. 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 Well, we're getting close, but Anthony's not around now. I want to get on and catch the anthem. Anthony.
The American Legion Riders, Post 256, participates in many charitable events throughout the year, and they provide honor
Oh, cool.
guards
We
and
got some more time to
flags
kill.
to honor
Anthony.
military heroes.
Yes.
We're close. We might be closer than 53. So,
About 50.
how about, can we do it sooner than that, like a minute or 2?
Russell Babcock is a U.S. Army
We
veteran.
going at 40.
Wing leader at Da Nang Air Base, Vietnam, 1962 to 63, in a police action. Gunner was shot down and medically retired. Gunner is a season ticket holder with the Wichita Wingnuts. Sharon Hamrick is a 24-year retired
30
Navy veteran
seconds.
and served in the Philippines. Sharon was a captain. And tonight we have General Douglas MacArthur, portrayed by John Myers, reenactor.
15 seconds.
C.
The following is a production of Steckline Communications and the Big
your feed
Talker,
out there?
1480 AM and 1025 FM, KQAM. KQAM is on the air with the National Baseball Congress Tournament. NBC Baseball is brought to you by the Bill Mall All-State Insurance Agency, Comark Energy, Auto Smart, Cholita's Mexican Restaurant, Sand Creek Station of Newton, Davis Liquor Outlet, Just Right Auto Repair, APR, Preferred Equipment, Wichita Tire and Alignment, Jim's Apple Market, E-Graphics, and by Cherry Oaks Golf Course of Cheney. This is NBC Baseball on the Big Talker, KQAM.
Good evening and welcome to Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita, Kansas, where tonight KQAM brings you more NBC World Series baseball, the 83rd NBC World Series. Today, day number 5 of the NBC as pool play moves toward the end, as we are just a couple days away from finding out which of these teams in pool play will move on to championship week next week. Tonight, we've got the Mulvane Patriots and the Round Rock Express. Steve Strain and Scott Stiles with you on a muggy, humid Wednesday night for baseball, but the temperature's nice. The low 80s, and we are a few moments away from getting this one started. And Scott, as we look at these two teams, let's talk first of all about the fact that Mulvane is off to a 2-0 start in these World Series. This is a first-year program, and not only did they win their new Sunflower League, but they're 2-0 in pool play so far this week in the World Series, and they're taking on a Round Rock team that's 1-1. If Mulvane gets another win here, that will really go a long way toward helping their chances of playing next week. If not, their pool is still pretty wide open.
Yeah, if they lose this tonight, that opens the door for some like the Mississippi team and that sort of thing, where they'll have to go by a total score run differentiate, and then they'll go from there. Talking to Kevin Jenks this morning, he thinks this is the most competitive that he's seen pool play in recent years, really likes it. Says this Mulvane team's pretty special. I haven't seen him play yet, heard a lot about them, and they're big, they're physical, they hit well, they have great speed. So I'm excited to watch them play tonight.
They do love to run. They're a fast team as well, and they like this fast track. I had a chance to see them Saturday night in their victory, and they do have a lot of speed, and on this all-artificial surface field, they certainly utilize that to their advantage. So we're still a few moments away from the first pitch. It's really a nice scene here, Scott, as it's military night, and we've got a number of veterans are out here and some motorcycled vets as well lined up between second and third base and all the way toward the third base dugout with American flags hanging from each of these motorcycles. And we've had some war veterans throwing out the first pitch. Really a neat atmosphere here tonight, recognizing those veterans.
Yeah, all the motorcycles and the Army vehicles all carrying the American flags. We had a wounded warrior veteran throw out the first pitch, so we're getting ready for the national anthem right now.
And this is scorekeeper Mike Dean, who's also an NBC Hall of Famer. He keeps the official score for every World Series game, and he's been doing it for years. And he plays the national anthem at some of these NBC games on the harmonica. And Mike Dean is going to play the national anthem on the harmonica. And the other night, he did God Bless America on it as well during the 7th inning. Tonight, Mike Dean will play the national anthem on the harmonica. And it's always neat to hear Mike, who does a fantastic job keeping score for these games. Very knowledgeable, and obviously a guy that's talented with the harmonica as well, as the honor guard is coming in. Let's turn it over now as we listen to Mike Dean get set to play the national anthem after the colors are presented. Color guard moving in to the infield area from just inside first base, making their way toward home plate. Mulvane team lined down the third base line, and Round Rock down the first base line.
Both teams in red tonight. The only difference is the color of hats, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Going to make it a little tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please remain standing as we honor the colors with the playing of our national anthem, and to do so tonight with this harmonica, NBC Hall of Famer, Mike Dean.
Very nice. NBC Hall of Famer Mike Dean with the national anthem with the harmonica. Mulvane and Round Rock coming up next in their third game of the NBC World Series. Starting lineups in the opening pitch coming up next. This is the 83rd NBC World Series on KQAM.
When you think e-graphics at 220 South Washington in Wichita, do you think of some of the highest quality vehicle window tinting in South Central Kansas? You should. And right now, mention
that'll
this
always be
radio
my
ad
outro.
and
I'll say the
e-graphics
score, and I'll
get
say you're listening to,
30%
or
off your
this is
vehicle's
the
window
83rd
tinting. Imagine
NBC
cutting
World Series
99% of
on
harmful UV rays. You
So
can
don't
save
go
the
when I say the
interior of
score,
your
'cause I'll
vehicle
come back
and
and
your
always
skin from
mention
sun
the 83rd
damage.
NBC
And you don't have to get into a hot car on a
Domain.
summer day. E-graphics window tinting with a lifetime warranty, 262-8468.
If you're farming today, you know all about taking risks. Well, here's one risk you don't have to take anymore. The risk of IDID, or internal diesel injector deposits. Because now Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster Premium Diesel Fuel has an advanced injection stabilizer to prevent IDID. So you don't have to risk injector failure, clogged filters, and downtime anymore. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster is even backed by a 10-year, 10,000-hour warranty for even less risk.
In Kiowa and Hazelton, OK Co-op Rays.
Mulvane and Round Rock about to play their third game of this 83rd NBC World Series from Lawrence Dumont Stadium in Wichita. Steve Strain and Scott Stiles with you. Mulvane will be the visiting team, so they will bat first. Let's go ahead and run down the Mulvane starting lineup. Channing Williams will lead off. He'll be the shortstop, followed by right fielder Javis Larson. Batting third, Michael Lawson, the second baseman. Hitting cleanup from Mulvane tonight, Caleb Cox. He's the designated hitter. Batting fifth, Dalton Dinkle. Dinkle is at first base. Tyler Sutherland bats sixth. He's in left field. Batting seventh, Hunter Aguirre. Aguirre is in center field. Adam Brown bats eighth. Brown is at third base. And batting ninth, Easton Herring behind the plate. Pitching tonight for Mulvane, Noah Draper. So again, the lineup for Mulvane: Williams, Larson, Lawson, Cox, Dinkle, Sutherland, Aguirre, Brown, Herring with Draper on the hill. Starting lineup for Round Rock looks like this. Parker Tadlock leads off. He's in center field and will be followed by right fielder Marcos Castillo, who bats second. Patrick Fennell bats third. Fennell, the shortstop. Tucker Pennell bats cleanup. He's the catcher. Ty Markey bats fifth. Markey at third base. He'll be followed by first baseman Kelton Caldwell batting sixth. Ryan Regal bats seventh. Regal, the designated hitter for Round Rock. Batting eighth, Tim Bechtold. Bechtold is in left field. And Ramon Vingoshin bats ninth, and Vingoshe is the second baseman. Pitching tonight for Round Rock is Landon Osley. So again, the starting lineup for Round Rock: Tadlock, Castillo, Fennell, Pennell, Markey, Caldwell, Regal, Bechtold, and Vingoshe, with Landon Osley on the hill for the Round Rock Express. Round Rock is 1-1 in these World Series, and Mulvane is 2-0 as the motorcycles draped with their flags heading off the field and foul territory down the first baseline. And Scott, as this week moves on, we get closer to pool play, so the intensity starts to pick up, and of course the anticipation toward championship week, which starts on Sunday. So just a continuing crescendo of anticipation as we move farther and farther into this World Series and closer to championship weekend.
I think everybody's geared up. They saw what the Kansas Stars bring to the tournament last year, and they really want to be a part of that environment. I think the intensity, like you alluded to earlier, Stevie, is really picked up. The Hattiesburg coach, we had him on the show the other day on the game plan, and he was talking about my kids want to play against those guys. They want to play in a large atmosphere. And that's what these kids have to look forward to. Photo opportunities, playing against major leaguers, and an opportunity to maybe play on ESPN on Monday night. This tournament has really elevated itself to another level.
I did the games for the Derby Twins all season, who will be here in championship week. They finished third in the Jayhawk League, and Derby will be here starting Saturday night. And that's one of the first things those guys kept asking once they knew they were in championship week. Do we get to play the Kansas Stars? Do we get to play? I want to play the Kansas Stars. I want to play Chipper Jones. So that is a huge, huge ticket for this World Series, not just for the fans, but for these college and some kids who haven't even played in college yet to be able to have a crack at playing against those guys.
Yeah, it's a pretty special opportunity, and let's be honest, 83 years this history of this tournament's been here. and it's got a lot of major leaguers that have come through these gates and played on this field, and maybe we're going to see the next future of the major leaguers coming through in the next couple of weeks. It's been some great baseball so far, and like we alluded to, it's going to be just accelerated. The competition level's picking up, and the next several days are going to be pretty special.
So Landon Osley, the pitcher for Round Rock, goes through some of his final warm-up tosses, and this Round Rock team is one that's got a lot of young guys on it, many that don't have any college experience at all. Round Rock is a suburb of Austin, Texas, just sits off to the north of Austin along Interstate 35, and there's a minor league team called the Round Rock Express. They are an affiliate of the Houston Astros, and they're run, the minor league team is, by Nolan Ryan's son, and this group also, this college team, is also run by Nolan Ryan's kids, so that's Reed Ryan. So this is a Ryan-run college baseball team from Round Rock, Texas. And
say that 3 times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ryan, Round Rock run. You're exactly right. I did pretty well. All right, here we go. Channing Williams steps in, the shortstop for Mulvane, as the Patriots 2-0 to start NBC World Series play, their first year as a team, and they've gotten off to a perfect 2-0 start. First pitch is in at 7:58 Central Time, and it's inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. 83 degrees the temperature in Wichita here at Lawrence Dumont, as the 1-0 is low and away for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Landon Osley, the pitcher for Round Rock, a tall right-handed pitcher out there on the hill for the Express, and he was attending Lake Travis High School in Austin, now heading to college. And there's a strike, 2 balls and a strike.
Channing Williams, a great leadoff hitter, hitting .444 in this tournament so far. And you can see right there, very patient, but now he's got 2-2 on him.
Takes his strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I mentioned Landon Osley, the pitcher for Round Rock, is tall. Scott, he is 6'5", 195 pounds. Pitch swung on, ground ball out to second. Vin Gaucher is there. He'll throw to first for a 4-3 putout, 1 away. Vin Gaucher, the second baseman for Round Rock. Kelton Caldwell is at first. The shortstop, Tucker Fennell. Ty Marquis is the third baseman. The outfield from left to right, Tim Bechtold, Parker Tadlock, and Marcus Castillo. Tucker Pennell is the catcher, and Landon Osley, the tall right-handed pitcher. As Scott mentioned earlier, a lot of red and white out there on the field tonight. Could get it confusing at times, as the first pitch to Javis Larson outside for a ball. Mulvane is in their red jerseys with white around the shoulders and white pants. And Round Rock is in their red jerseys. No white around the shoulders, fortunately, or they would be exactly alike. But they are wearing white pants with the red jerseys. Both teams with red stirrups as well. 1 ball and 1 strike. The count to Javis Larson, the right fielder for Mulvane, who takes outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike.
Landon Osley only gone 3 2/3 innings in this tournament so far. 2.45 ERA.
2 balls and a strike, and the pitch high and away, and the count is now 3-1.
A lot of patience being early shown against for Mulvane, making Osley throw strikes.
3-1 the count. Warm, muggy night tonight. Not hot, warm, but there is some humidity. We've had cloud cover, and
a little rain shower come in and brought the humidity, but it lowered the temperature.
Ball 4, there goes Larson down to first base. So a 1-out walk puts a runner at first base for Michael Lawson. Mulvane opened up the NBC World Series on Saturday night in a good game. They knocked off Fort Collins by the score of 6-5, and then their second game was Monday, and they knocked off the 3-1-6 Elite by the score of 10-5. As the first pitch to Michael Lawson is a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
What I like about this is the clock. You catch it and you throw it, you know? There's no waiting around. Batter needs to get in the box.
20 seconds in between pitches. Here comes the pitch from Osley, way high and away. And now time is called. Tucker Pennell, the catcher, is going to go out and talk to his pitcher. If the pitcher is not ready when that 20-second clock expires, then he's charged with a ball. If the hitter is not in and ready when that 20-second clock expires, he's charged with a strike. Now, that clock also increases in time, but it's running between innings, and the same thing applies when the clock expires to start the next half inning. If the pitcher's not ready when it expires, he's charged with a ball. If the hitter's not, he is charged with a strike. So you've got to keep an eye on the clock. as there's a hot shot up the middle through for a base hit. So Lawson right back up to shoot with a one-out single. Stopping at second base is Javis Larson. So for Mulvane, runners at first and second, one away.
Brings up the DH Caleb Cox, who's batting .375 so far in 2 games. No stolen bases. Good-sized young man. Bats from the right side of the plate.
I mentioned Round Rock is 1-1 so far in the World Series. They lost their opener Saturday to the 316 Elite 12-5. They led 5-0 in that game, and the kids, those superstars in high school turning to college, the 316 Elite from around this area, as the pitch gets away from Pinnell, and they've got the runner hung up between first and second. Now he'll commit. Now the throw is late. Well, Tucker Pinnell, the catcher, didn't throw because the runner between first and second, Lawson, didn't commit. He was just halfway between first and second, and alertly Javis Larson went down to third, and Lawson ends up getting second base anyway.
I really think he thought if Larson would get to third and get up, then he could draw through to second, maybe allow Larson to score, but Larson slid head first, wasn't really paying attention, and therefore he ended up taking the base anyway.
So second and third with one out, and Round Rock's going to bring the infield partway in as this is lifted to center field. Parker Tadlock is there. Will they send the runner? No, he will bluff. But Tadlock, a strong throw to the plate on a hop. It's up the line, but staying at third is Javis Larson. That's a big second out.
That's a huge second out right there.
So 2 away with runners at second and third for Mulvane, and we'll see if Dalton Dinkle can get the runners home. Round Rock bounced back on Monday after their 12-5 loss to the 316 Elite, and on Monday they knocked off Fort Collins by the score of 7-5. So Mulvane 2-0 in Pool C, and Round Rock is 1-1. Mulvane is the only 2-0 team in Pool C, and that's why we said at the start of the broadcast they can really elevate themselves with a win here tonight. First pitch to Dalton Dinkle, outside for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes.
Tyler Sutherland on deck. He's the most prolific hitter they have on the team, hitting .500. Also leads the team in stolen bases. So if they can get Sutherland to the plate, they could do some damage.
Dinkle rips one left field. That's going to be played on a hop. It's going to score 1. They'll hold Lawson up at third base, but an RBI single for Dalton Dinkle, and Mulvane is on the board. They lead by the score of 1-0. Just a solid single on a liner to left, a one-hopper, and runners at the corners, but Mulvane has drawn first blood.
Really thought they'd try to score him there, Steve, but early in the game, especially early in the game like that, take a chance and maybe get one. The throw was off home plate a little bit, and it was cut off, but the runner decided to hold it third. Coach held him up.
That ball was hit very hard into left field. It got there in a hurry, and so Lawson not a lot of time to get from second to third, and Mulvane plays it a little conservative. Pitch high and away to Tyler Sutherland. 1 ball and no strikes. So Mulvane's on the board, 1-0. A run on a couple of hits. They've got 2 on here in the top of the first inning. Nice night for baseball from Wichita at Lawrence Dumont Stadium for the 83rd NBC World Series. Pitch taken for a strike to Sutherland, and the count is now 1-1. Scott mentioned Sutherland .500 in these World Series, 4 for 8, but no runs batted in. He has scored 3 runs in their 2 games so far. Takes up high for a ball.
And 3 stolen bases, so he can run.
And again, many players on this Mulvane team can and will, as they love to use their speed. They are 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts amongst the starters in the lineup tonight. Pitch just misses away. And the count's now 3 balls and a strike.
Now,
Lawson the runner at third, Dinkle over at first.
This is a pitch for Sutherland where he can be choosy here. He's got 2 to waste here, so if it's nothing dead red, then you got it. Yep, he took. There you go.
And that's ball 4, a little bit away, and down to first base goes Sutherland, and they are loaded now for Hunter Aguirre. So the inning started with Channing Williams grounding out softly to second, but since then there have been a couple of base hits and a couple of walks, and one's already in, and they are loaded now for Hunter Aguirre, the center fielder.
Walks are killers, especially in this kind of baseball here. I mean, these kids can run, and it's almost like conceding a double sometimes.
So Aguirre is in with the sacks full and a swing and a miss for a strike, 0-1.
Not much of a wind here tonight. Last night the wind was carrying out to left field, saw a couple home runs, but don't expect that tonight from these teams.
Fairly unusual to not see a big breeze out toward left field, as this one is fouled back right off the booth next to us. If that was about 10 feet to the right, to our right, Scott Stiles, you've got your hands up trying to make a play.
I'm warming them up now. Where's my Mizuno glove? I brought it last night. I think Eddie took it next door.
0-1 to Aguirre, who had a big day on Monday. He was 3 for 5 in their win. Mulvane's over the 3-1-6 Elite. Takes high and away for a ball here. That'll even the count now. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aguirre 3 for 5 with a couple runs batted in. He scored a couple of runs as well, so he's having a nice World Series as well out of the 7 spot at 3 for 9. The 1-2.
Nice
going
block.
in. Tucker Pennell sliding to his right, keeping that in front of him with the bases loaded.
When you're in a situation like this, you have bases loaded. You got to be a wall back there, and Pennell did a great job of blocking that. Almost skipped away from him a little bit on a breaking pitch and did a good job sliding to the right and blocking it.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch outside, and the count is now full. So a very big pitch early in this game. 3 balls and 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 run already in. Hunter Aguirre at the plate, and the runners will be in motion here with the count 3-2. The stretch, there go the runners, and the pitch that is low, ball 4. It's skipped in, and a bases loaded walk. And Scott, you said those walks can be killers, and that's the 3rd for Ausley this inning already. That one with the bases loaded, and it's 2-0.
Well, and 2 of those walks have scored, right?
They have. Lawson scored right there. He singled, but Jarvis Larson did score moments ago after a 1-out walk. Down to 3rd goes Dinkle. Down to 2nd Sutherland, and the RBI and the walk for Aguirre. He's at 1st. Here's Adam Brown with the bases still loaded, and Brown takes a strike, 0-1.
We'll see if they start warming up the bullpen for Round Rock Express. Still empty right now.
1 ball, no strikes to Brown, who takes low and away. Brown had a nice day the other day as well on Monday against the 3-1-6 Elite. He went 2 for 5, and every starter in that game, Scott, scored for, had a base hit for Mulvane. They had 16 hits in that game, and every starter had at least 1. 1-1. And the pitch in there for a strike, 1-2.
Realistically, Round Rock Express cannot lose this game tonight if they want to stay alive in pool play. So we could see some pitching changes early tonight, try to stay in the game.
Mulvane would move to 3-0, and Round Rock would drop to 1-2. Pitch, bouncing ball over to 3rd, a foot race to the bag, and it's going to be won by Ty Marquis, the 3rd baseman.
For 6 generations, this land has provided for this Kansas farmer's family. Now, it also provides affordable, clean energy for Kansas. Watch the full story at weststarenergy.com/cleanenergy. For 6 generations, this land has provided for this Kansas farmer's family. Now, it also provides affordable, clean energy for Kansas. Watch the full story at weststarenergy.com/cleanenergy.
Hey, sir,
Love you, Coach. Thank you.
Kansas Gas Service delivers natural gas to many of the companies you know, ensuring they have the energy they need to grow and build strong communities, providing cost-effective, safe, and reliable natural gas for a better tomorrow today. Kansas Gas Service.
For every celebration. For every 6 a.m. wake-up call.
RBIs.
For every heartache.
Percentage of
For every
625 and 1
homecoming.
stolen base. So
For
pretty
every
productive.
home.
So
There is York.
Foul down towards the Round Rock bullpen. And Scott, you called it already, some activity down to the Round Rock bullpen after some struggles for Landon Osley in the top of the first inning.
yeah, that's Daniel Lewis down there, right-handed pitcher. He's starting to warm up gingerly as is, but they cannot afford to get behind too many runs.
0-2, the count to Castillo. There goes the runner. The pitch is low, and it'll be a stolen base. No throw. Tadlock makes his way to second with the count 1-2. So on an 0-2 pitch, Parker Tadlock takes off for second, and he's got the swipe. His first stolen base of the World Series. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and another one fouled, similar location, slicing out of play over the bullpen down the right side. Count still 1-2.
A lot of times when you see like this, now you got 2 strikes and you'll choke up a little bit, and he did that just now. Shorten your swing up, try to just hook it to the right side to move that runner over to third.
The 1-2 lined shallow left center field. Leaping is the shortstop Channing Williams and makes a nice leaping catch of that soft liner out into shallow left center. Nice play for the line out to short, 1 away. Well, Williams backtracked onto the green part of the turf, went airborne and hauled that one in. For those of you that are not aware, Lawrence Dumont Stadium is an entire turf field except for the pitcher's mound, which is something that does consist of dirt.
Which is going to change. I want to hear your opinion on that. I'm on the committee with the mayor, talking to him, and the new stadium being built will be a natural grass field.
I think that's a change for the better. It's a totally different game on this turf.
I want the mowing job.
There you go.
That would be ideal. I love stripes.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Patrick Fennell, the shortstop for Round Rock. They trail Mulvane by the score of 2-0. As Draper looks back at second and delivers, and this one sent foul and out of play.
Go ahead.
For those of you watching on the NBC YouTube channel, you might notice the AstroTurf, even between the bases, it's light brown, but that is actual turf that's colored the color of dirt. The warning track is turf. The between bases area that's brown is turf. The only thing that's actually dirt is the pitcher's mound, and the green, of course, is turf as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes now, the count to Fennell.
Castillo and Fennell are the only 2 guys that have stolen bases on this team so far in the NBC World Series.
Draper delivers outside for a ball.
Close.
So the count's now full at 3-2. Tucker Pennell waits on deck, so it's Fennell batting third and Pennell batting fourth. Only a P and an F separate the spelling of their names. And did he go around? He did. An outside pitch, and Fennell apparently went around, tried to check his swing, but didn't. And there are 2 away.
That would have been ball 4.
It was well outside, but the right-hander went for it. And now here is Tucker Pennell, the catcher. So a runner at second, 2 away, bottom of the first inning, Mulvane 2, and Round Rock nothing. So Pennell steps in, 3 for 8 in these World Series. That's good for 375. Takes one on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Pennell 1 for 4 Monday in the 7-5 Round Rock win over Fort Collins. And the 0-1 is high, 1-1.
No, Draper really pitching away to the right-handed batter's side, really working that outside edge, doing a great job. Catcher's doing a great job of framing the pitches so the umpire can see them clearly. Good communication between the pitcher and catcher so far tonight.
1-1. And the pitch off speed and line towards second, coming on the second baseman Lawson, and he'll make the catch of the soft liner. So a couple.
For every celebration, for every 6 a.m. wake-up call, for every heartache, for every homecoming, for every home, there is York. Environmentally responsible and technologically advanced to provide the optimal home environment while keeping you connected. Life by you. Comfort by York.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
Two runs on a couple of hits, but the real problem, Scott, for Osley was the walks. He issued 3 of those as well. So 3 walks and 2 hits combined in just 1 inning, and Osley's night is done. And now the second pitcher, Daniel Lewis, another right-hander, on for the Round Rock Express.
Now, I was watching Lewis warm up, Steve, and not threw a fastball about mid to high 70s. Nothing extravagant on that, but did have a pretty good breaking pitch. So we'll see what we got here.
Easton Herring is the only Mulvane Patriot that did not bat in the top of the first inning, as they sent 8 to the plate, scoring 2 with the 3 walks and the 2 base hits. Herring, a left-handed hitting catcher for the Patriots of Mulvane, as we start the second inning, and Daniel Lewis delivers, and this one is driven to right field, pretty well struck. Castillo was playing shallow, so he's got to back up and continues to back up and moves underneath that one and makes the catch. Castillo's got very shallow, but that one was hit high enough. He had time to run underneath it.
Yeah, that was a 73-mile-an-hour fastball. It's going to be nothing. They're going to get some great swings, Mulvane is, but you got to hit line drives. The defense for Round Rock is pretty solid.
Daniel Lewis, 6'3", 185 pounds. So we've seen 6'5" and 6'3" out of these Round Rock pitchers so far. They could make a pretty good basketball team, as the first pitch to Channing Williams is a ball, 1-0. Williams 0 for 1, led off the bottom of the first inning by grounding out to second, and he takes his strike here, 1-1.
That one got up to 80 at the corner, so he's starting to pick up the steam a little bit with his fastball. Daniel Lewis.
The 1-1.
There's that breaking ball that I talked about.
Off speed, but misses, 2-1. Channing Williams is from South Coffeyville, Kansas, but he is very familiar with this town, as he is going to Newman University here in town. Pitch swung on and fouled back out of play, and the count is even at 2-2.
Wichita's Vinyl Graphic Specialist. E-Graphics will get you taken care of for any job that you bring to them.
2-0, Mulvane with the lead, top of the second inning. Patriots trying to go to 3-0 to start the NBC World Series in pool play, as Williams grounds one over to second, and Vingoshe is there, and the throw is late to first. And safe at first base is Channing Williams, as he beat the throw out. It was a slow bouncing ball out towards second, but perhaps Vingoshe got a little bit nonchalant, and the throw was late.
Well, also he was playing a little too far over, in my opinion, in the hole, and he actually had to go to his right and circle back around. Instead of just stepping and making a backhand and then throwing the ball, he circled around and took a couple extra steps, and that allowed him to get Williams to get to first base on time.
So a 1-out infield base hit for Channing Williams. Here's Javis Lawson now, the right fielder, who takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. The rally that produced 2 runs for Mulvane in the first inning started after 1 was away, and here a 1-out infield base hit for Channing Williams and a throw over to first. And Williams back standing up.
Well, if Williams, there's a possibility he could steal.
So, a chance now for a 1-out rally again. 1 ball and no strikes.
The mayor of Wichita just came in. Holy cow.
You never know who will pop in during World Series time. Pitch inside. In fact, it hit Larson, and he'll go down to first. They throw to second anyway, and it's into left center field. And Williams will go to third. Now they're going to say, of course, that's a dead ball since it did hit the batter, so That's a moot point, and Williams will have to retreat to second base. Hit batsman, it's a dead ball, so first and second, one away.
Again, that's a 16-ounce aluminum American bottle for only $5, courtesy of Quick Trip, our sponsor of Armed Forces Night.
So let's welcome in the mayor, Jeff Longwell, who joins us here at the NBC World Series. Just watched in and popped in and sort of goosed Scott on the side of the hips there, Scott. Mayor, I like the way you operate on Mr. Stiles, are keeping him on his toes as the first pitch to...
Absolutely. I feel a little bit like the Green Hornet, isn't that?
Talk real quick about the stadium upgrades.
Oh, absolutely. So it's, one, I love this time of year. Everybody enjoys the NBC tournament. 83-year history. Scotty probably called the game when Satchel Paige was here. But, you know, just so much fun for the fans, the kids, the ball players. And I heard you guys talking about, you know, the kids coming up with Ray Beatty this morning and the impact that made with, you know, kids that just say, I want to play at Lawrence Dumont Stadium and then get a chance to do that. And so it's fun. But this is going to be such a great venue when we build the new stadium. As you can see, this stadium is tired. And, you know, it was built in 1934 by the U.S. government, which ought to scare everyone. But there's just not much we can save. So we are going to hire an architect soon. We'll start the drawings. We will probably keep about the same orientation, but it's going to have a lot more amenities. We'll have a true brick and mortar home for the NBC for the first time in 83 years. I'll let you cover the batter right quick.
Sure, thank you. Channing Williams and Javis Larson had a double steal, and then a sacrifice fly for Michael Lawson brought Williams home from third. And Mulvane now leads 3-0, and here's Caleb Cox, who takes the first pitch low and away. So it's 3-0 Mulvane, runner at second with 2 outs. Continue, Mayor.
So we're talking about building a NBC museum that's open 12 months out of the year. It may very well have a restaurant component to it. You know, the stadium itself is going to have all the latest, greatest amenities, fan gathering places, and we're talking about building an apartment complex in the stadium. So you have your seating, your skyboxes, and on top of that, apartment complex. So it's just going to be a great gathering place for people to come and enjoy, even for the non-baseball fans.
An apartment complex. What is the Scott Stiles suite going to look like? Can you describe that for me?
So only the finest for my friend Scotty. And, you know, it's just going to be a great place to gather. So looking forward to it. Should have it in place here in another couple of years, and it'll be a great experience. The river corridor is going to see dramatic improvements, a pedestrian bridge that basically connects with the outfield on the other side of the river. And, you know, you'll have different ways to get into the ballpark, have an outfield area that's inviting to come in from that direction too. And it's just going to be a whole different fan experience in 2 more years.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Caleb Cox with 2 outs, and he just took strike 3, and that'll do it. But another run from Mulvane. They do leave one at second base, but after an inning and a half now, it's the Patriots 3 and the Express nothing. Mayor, can you hang around for a little bit longer?
Yeah, I mean, we got to go down and say hi to our troops. It's obviously Veteran Appreciation Night, and it's great to be able to share that experience with our veterans who are so deserving. I've got a good friend of mine who my sister lives with, takes care of him. He turns 100 September 2nd. He's a survivor of the Bataan Death March, and so he couldn't make it out tonight. This is too much for him, but we're going to have a big birthday party for him in September, and very deserving. So.
All right, we'll take a timeout. 3-0 Mulvane. This is the 83rd NBC World Series on KQAM.
Hello, everyone. This is the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel. I always played on a winning team, whether it was with the Shockers or in the NBA. When I look for a winning team in the insurance business, hands down, it's Bill Mall's Allstate Insurance Agency. With over 30 years of providing insurance coverage in the Wichita area, this is a slam dunk, in my opinion, of who I want on my insurance team. Give them a call today at 316-773-9864 and tell them the X-Man sent you.
Ready for the bottom of the second inning, 3-0 Mulvane, and here's Ty Marquis leading it off for Round Rock. 3 runs, 3 hits for Mulvane, no runs and a hit for the Round Rock Express as we start the bottom half of inning number 2. And the pitch to Marquis misses for a ball. So the count is even to Ty Marquis, 1 ball and 1 strike. Noah Draper out there for the Mulvane Patriots. Now with a 3-0 lead as the off-speed pitch is swung on and fouled back by Marquis. 1-2. Always nice when the mayor drops in.
He's a great friend and a great supporter of Shannon and I. He was on Shannon's show a couple weeks ago, and just a true leader in this community.
1-2 to Marquis. Another one fouled back and out of play.
And a huge baseball fan.
Well, he is, and he's been very instrumental in some of the legwork that's been done to try to get those renovations done here. And I know he and all of us who love this great game of baseball, this great event, this venue with so much history, all very excited that these changes are going to take place and can't wait for all that to actually get started. Swing and a miss to Marquis. Down he goes. Second strikeout of the game for Noah Draper. Leadoff batter retired for Round Rock, and that'll bring up Kelton Caldwell, the first baseman.
Caldwell, 10 at bats on the season, or on the series so far. 3 hits, batting .300. Takes a strike right there. Beautiful night at the ballpark. I know it's a little humid, but yet it's 83 degrees. We'll take it.
High and away, 1-1 to Caldwell. Well, it beats 107, which is what it got up to here Saturday afternoon.
And I can only imagine what the field temperature was. Jinx told me it's probably about 130 on the field.
Yeah, it was incredible. There's a swing and a miss. In fact, it was 107 at last check on the time and temperature scoreboard out in left field. The problem was it got so hot out there that scoreboard actually overheated and was powered down for the rest of the day and was not working again until Sunday as the pitches chopped at the plate foul. 1-2.
Noah Draper's starting to really rear back and fire the ball a little more now. That last fastball was in the low 80s, so picking up the pace a little bit on the mound. A big young man you alluded to earlier, good, strong looking kid, throws right-handed, and bringing the heat this inning.
Got a 3-0 lead, so gives them a little bit more reason to just rear back and fire strikes. Another one fouled back and out of play, similar to the one that was a booth or two over from us.
Great catch by a fan down there on the ricochet.
Kind of feel like there's a bullseye somewhere around here.
I know.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and the pitch low and in. And the catcher, Herring, thought that was strike 3. He got up ready to fire that one around the horn, but just a little bit down or in. It was in that vicinity, knee high on the inside edge, but called the ball 2-2. And now an off speed, swung on and bounced out to second. Michael Lawson is there, and an easy sidearm toss to first for a 4-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down for Noah Draper here in the bottom of the second inning. 3rd of 4 games today from Lawrence Dumont Stadium.
This will bring up the DH Ryan Regal. Regal is batting .333. Only 3 at bats so far in this campaign of the NBC World Series.
And the right-handed batter, Regal, takes low and away from Draper, 1-0.
On base percentage is .600 though, so he's had a couple of walks.
The Northwest Boom started the day with an 8-4 win over Sterling, Colorado. That's the Northwest Arizona Boom, I should say. A strike taken 1-1. And then Austin in the second game of the day knocked off Valley Center. Valley Center struggled in these World Series as an off-speed swung on and missed.
Now watch this. If Draper, who I think he is, he's going to come with the heat outside and high, and it'll be about an 80-mile-an-hour fastball, and see if he hits it here.
1 ball and 2 strikes, and indeed a swing and a miss, and down goes Regal, and the side retired in order. A 1-2-3 for Draper in the
NBC baseball fans, make some noise if you wish you were mowing your lawn right now.
Just kidding. What if you could mow your lawn right from your stadium seat? Seriously, get out your phone, go to the App Store, and download the Lawn Buddy app. The first 100 people to book service with Lawn Buddy will be entered to win free lawn care for the rest of 2017. Lawn Buddy. Push button, get lawn care.
Cherry Oaks Golf Course of Cheney. Take the short drive west to Cherry Oaks of Cheney. Consistent green speeds, no aggressive playthroughs or weights on the tee box. Stress and hassle, leave that at work and enjoy your golf experience and lifestyle at Cherry Oaks of Cheney, the public course with the country club feel. Cherry Oaks.
Ready for the third inning. Mulvane 3, Round Rock nothing. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Patriots. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and Round Rock scoreless through 2. So here we go, and it'll be Dalton Dinkle that'll lead off for the Patriots. He'll be followed by Tyler Sutherland and Hunter Aguirre. 5, 6, and 7 for the Patriots as Dinkle takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Daniel Lewis came on in relief in the second inning for Round Rock. He's out there to start the third as well and delivers on the inside edge. And that'll even things up now at 1-1. That one coming in at 81 miles an hour. Lewis delivers off speed, swung on and missed. And so Lewis now ahead in the count, 1-2.
Daniel Lewis doing a good job of keeping Mulvane off balance in the box right now.
The 1-2 taken away, 2-2. Dalton Dinkle, an RBI single in the first inning, brought home the first run of the game. Jarvis Larson was at third base. At the time, that gave Mulvane a 1-0 lead. Now he's going to line one up the middle. That'll be through for his second hit of the night. So Dalton Dinkle, a pair of singles. He's 2 for 2 and on at first base as the leadoff batter here in the top of the third inning.
Tyler Sutherland now getting ready to come up. Walked the last time up. He, like we alluded to earlier, Steve, he's leading the team in average during the NBC World Series. Also leads the team in stolen bases.
First time that Mulvane has had their leadoff batter aboard. Tyler Sutherland lifts one, left center field, slicing over, and the left fielder Bechtold will come over and make the catch into left center. And that'll be the first out of the inning. So a runner at first and one away, and that'll bring up Hunter Aguirre. Aguirre drew one of 3 Mulvane walks in the first inning. His came with the bases loaded, so he's got an RBI off a bases loaded walk. That was the second run of the first inning. It was a 2-run first for Mulvane, so he got the latter of the 2 RBIs with that bases loaded walk. Takes the first pitch for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Aguirre's from Oklahoma City and attending Oklahoma City University. Takes way inside. He twists his body back toward the home plate umpire and getting out of the way of that one, 2 balls and no strikes. One more game tonight, the 3-1-6 Elite, the high school senior all-stars, essentially, from this area, taking on the Fort Collins team. As this one low and away. So the count's now 3 balls and no strikes to Aguirre, and he's on the verge of walking again, this time with a runner at first. They were loaded when he was walked back in the first inning. How about the job by that 3-1-6 team Saturday, down to Round Rock, 5-0, and then they scored 12 unanswered runs to win 12-5. Pitch taken for his strike, 3-1.
That's rallying the troops right there.
In fact, it was this Mulvane team that the 3-1-6 Elite team lost to Monday by the score of 10-5. But still, what an experience for those guys, having not yet played a single pitch in college baseball, to get to play in this venue in this great event. Throw over to first, and Dinkle back diving in. The 3-1 in there for his strike, and the count is full at 3-2. The bases loaded walk for Hunter Aguirre, his 3rd run batted in of these World Series. Runner at first, 1 away, the count is full, and the pitch swung on, lifted, over toward left center. This time it's Tadlock, the center fielder, drifting over to his right. And he'll move under it and make the catch. And they're now 2 away. So after the leadoff single to Dalton Dinkle, it's been fly out to left, fly out to center for the Patriots. And here's third baseman Adam Brown.
And I really think that has to do with his off-speed stuff and keeping Mulvane off balance. And they're really just lunging at the ball and just hitting soft fly balls to the outfield.
First pitch to Brown, way outside for a ball, 1-0.
Daniel Lewis last inning came in and shut him down and doing a great job this time, keeping them right where they need to be, just down 3 runs.
Adam Brown grounded to third. That led to a force out at third base, so he's 0 for 1 on the fielder's choice. Pitch outside, snap throw to first, and back diving in is Dinkle. 2 balls and no strikes, the count at the plate to Brown. Adam Brown from Madison, Alabama.
Wow.
And attending Kentucky Wesleyan University, where he will be a senior this season. 2 balls and no strikes. Swung on and missed. There's another off speed. And the count is now 2-1. Runner at first, 2 away. Top of the third inning, Mulvane leading 3-0. And the pitch high and away for a ball, so the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Runner be going here.
So Dinkle will inch away, then get his head start with the count full and 2 away. Excuse me, it's 3-1.
Oh,
I beg your pardon.
There you go.
So instead, the pitch is swung on, pretty well struck. Left field, Bechtold going back at the warning track. He's at the wall, and that one is out of here.
Wow, he got a hold of that one.
A high 2-run homer to a very deep part of left field over the 385 sign in left, and Mulvane now is up their lead to 5-0 on a 2-run homer by Adam Brown.
That ball carried more than I thought it would. Out in left field at the 385 mark, as Steve alluded to, it's a double wall. You got your regular wall, then you got billboards on top of that, and it's got to clear both to get out of here.
Yeah, that's a deep part. Usually it doesn't get that deep in most parks until closer to left center. Here it's not far up the pole, that it's already 385. Next batter is Easton Harrington bunting up the third base line, and he'll beat out the throw, and that'll be a base hit. So Mulvane giving you a little bit of everything in this third inning. A 2-run homer hammered to left field, and then Easton Herring steps up, and the very next batter dinks a little bunt up the third baseline, and he gets a base hit as well.
Well, the nine-hole batter in Herring and Williams, they're the speedsters on here, and they can make something happen, the little guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Herring tries to steal here. Make something happen here and get another opportunity for Channing Williams to drive a run in.
Williams,
give him a chance to steal.
Scott Williams takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. He's 1 for 2 on the night. And a swing and a miss. There goes the runner down to second to throw. A bounce in and the tag, and they got him. Nice play by Vingoshe with his back to home plate. He caught the one hopper, then rotated around and got the tag on Herring for the 2-4 putout over at second. But a 2-run homer by Adam Brown has lifted Mulvane's lead to 5. After 2.5, Patriots 5, Round Rock nothing. This is the 83rd NBC World Series on KQAM.
Make sure your vehicle's AC is just right with a free Freon level check now at Just Right Auto Repair. They'll make sure your Freon's good to go at no charge with the purchase of any other service. Oil change, tire rotation, radiator flush, just whatever's clever, and they'll throw in the AC Freon check free. Bob Schaefer and the boys at Just Right Auto Repair, just west of West Street on the north side of Central, know that riding around in that vehicle with a malfunctioning air conditioner can make your attitude not quite just right. Just Right Auto Repair, 942-4747, 942-4747.
If you're putting up a cedar fence, call B&B Lumber, K42 in MacArthur, because they sure have some nice-looking cedar fence boards. Or better yet, go out and see for yourself. These are 1x8 or 1x6 dog-eared boards, and B&B also stocks a huge amount of redwood and treated wood. So if you thought redwood was unavailable, come check out B&B's inventory. B&B Lumber opens 7 to 6 Monday through Friday and 8 to 3 on Saturday for all your needs. B&B Lumber, K42 in MacArthur and Schulte. Call 522-1522, 522-1522.
Well, a good start for the Mulvane Patriots as they try to make their way to 3-0 in their first 3 games ever of the NBC World Series for them. They lead Round Rock by the score of 5-0 as we've only played 2.5 innings. Tim Bechtold will lead off for Round Rock, their left fielder, out of the 8th spot, and he slices the first pitch foul from Noah Draper, 0-1 to Bechtold. Bechtold, Ramon Vingoche, and then back to the top of the order, Parker Tadlock. 8-9-1 for Round Rock, trailing the Patriots of Mulvane 5-0. Steve Strain, Scott Stiles with you on a humid Wednesday night in Wichita.
That didn't keep Adam Brown's home run to go out, though, did it? That humidity didn't keep the homer from going out and made it a 5-0 game.
0-1. The pitch to Bechtold is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Military night here at the ballpark, celebrating all the military that served our country. Great pre-game celebration. Had a wounded warrior throughout the first pitch.
Pitch low to Bechtold, 2-1. Now Draper ready for the 2-1. There's a fastball up high, 3-1.
Draper wasting no time. And I say that, he tugs his pants and steps off a little bit. But so far, in really good rhythm, is catching and throwing.
3 balls and a strike, and the pitch outside for a ball. There's ball 4. Well, I was about to say, that's what you'd like to see out of a pitcher when he's been given a 5-0 lead. The bigger that cushion gets, the more you just go out and throw strikes.
Let your defense work, right?
Then he turns around and issues a 5-pitch walk.
That last strikeout he had to end the inning was a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. So he was amped up a little bit as well after throwing those breaking pitches.
Second baseman Ramon Vingoche steps in now from the right side of the plate. His first plate appearance of the game, and the first pitch he sees, he sends foul down the right side. That one's going to head into the Round Rock bullpen. 0-1 to Vingoche.
Bechtold has pretty good speed, but down 5 runs, Steve, it'd be hard for me to imagine that they would try to steal and get a runner in scoring position here.
Yeah, they're going to need base runners for a while, especially if they can't contain Mulvane, who scored at least 1 in all 3 innings so far. 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third.
He's got a great lead.
Vingoche has yet to steal a base in the World Series, and a bluff throw by Draper, but he's going to get called for a balk. So that'll send Bechtold over to second.
No, Josh Sheepus overruled it. So he was off the rubber, so he could do that and fake the throw. He wasn't on the rubber.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what happened because Draper clearly disengaged, then bluffed a throw over to first. Figured he must have done something else more subtle, but back to first base goes Bechtold. No balls and a strike to Vingoche, who takes a strike on the outer edge. And the count is 0-2, advantage to Draper on the hill. So a runner at first, nobody out. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Mulvane 5, Round Rock 0. As Draper stretches and delivers, and another one sent foul to the right side. And the count is 0-2. Well, regardless of the condition of the stadium, Scott, the view here is just spectacular as this park overlooks downtown Wichita.
You're exactly right, Steve. And that's one thing I was really concerned about, and the mayor reassured us that the backdrop will stay in play because it's one of the prettiest backdrops in baseball. I mean, it's beautiful.
Another one fouled into the stands. Look out. That's a liner into the stands over the first base dugout that sent some people scrambling, and I think everybody's okay, but that one had some velocity to it. A 0-2.
You've been out with Wichita State, and I love the nets. They've ran down the first and third base line, and they really need them here in the future as well, because the ball gets on you quick here, out of play.
0-2, and the pitch, and he swung at it and threw his bat as well, and down he goes. So Vingoche threw his bat and came up empty. He might have even tipped that one into the glove as he released the bat. Nonetheless, down he goes swinging for the first out of the inning.
Well, that was just, and I don't mean to pick on the young man, but that was just an undisciplined swing right there. Totally out of the strike zone. It was almost like he was doing a hit and run, but it wasn't because he had 2 strikes on him. But unfortunately for Raymond, he went down on strikes. 4th strikeout for Noah Draper in just the bottom of the 3rd inning. So he's starting to rack up some nice numbers K-wise as the first pitch to Parker Tadlock is outside for a ball, 1-0. Draper's walked 1, struck out 4. 1 hit for Round Rock so far through 2 1/3 innings. 5-0 Mulvane with the lead. There goes the runner, and the throw is low, and there will be no throw. Easton Herring was going to get up and
put the ball into his throwing hand and fire down, but he dropped the ball on the exchange from the catcher's mitt to his throwing hand. So it'll be a stolen base for Bechtold.
Well, that takes out of the double play as well, Steve, right there.
Pitch up high for a ball.
85-mile-an-hour fastball. Took a little bit off, tried to throw some strikes, aimed that one a little bit. He just needs to rear back and get back in that groove and fire the ball.
3 balls and no strikes. Tadlock likely will be taking here, as the 3-0 is in, and high, ball 4. So Noah Draper, who had 1 walk coming into the inning, has walked 2 in the inning, and now he's walked 3 in the game. And runners at first and second, 1 away. So a chance here for Round Rock to try to chip away, down 5-0, but they've got first and second, 1 away.
I wouldn't be surprised if that gets the bullpen up a little bit for Mulvane to get some action going on down there.
Marcos Castillo steps in, right-handed batter. Shortstop Williams comes over to the bag at second. There's no throw there. Instead, a breaking ball in there for a strike at 73 and in, 0-1.
Sometimes you need to do that. Your fastball's not on location right now, so throw a little breaking pitch and see if you can get something back going there with that, and then come back with a heater.
That's exactly what happened, and this one lined foul right side. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But he threw that over for a strike, so now it's a guessing game here. Are you guessing fastball? Are you guessing breaking pitch on 0-2? He's done both.
Castillo had a soft little liner out to short, caught by Channing Williams back in the first inning for the first Round Rock out of the inning.
Middle of the infield, double play depth.
Another look back at second. This time the shortstop Williams breaks, and Draper does look that way and steps off the rubber. Bechtold the runner at second. Parker Tadlock over at first. The pitch is home, and it's going to be lined over to first, and it's not caught by the first baseman, Dinkle. He'll throw to second for a force out there.
Well, I'm telling you right now, first of all, it was a great job of knocking it down by the first baseman. But on top of that, a great job by Channing Williams to just short hopped him at second to get the force out at second base. And now you got first and third and 2 outs. Great play to save a couple runs.
Now Castillo hit a slicing liner over toward the left ankle of Dinkle, who reached down and couldn't quite catch it on the line. So Dinkle picked it up and threw to second. No chance to get back to first for a double play, but first and third 2 away. And Marcus Castillo, at first, as Patrick Fennell takes a ball 1-0. And that's going to be a fielder's choice, so no base hit for Castillo at first. Pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen.
Found a lot of pitches off against Draper, and what that tells me is they just cannot read him. They're still guessing on what he's going to throw at him. So that just they're not sitting on anything, guessing wrong and late on the swings. Oh, there we go. We got delayed steal.
Runner breaking from first to second, and Draper was going to go to first. Now the runner third coming home, and they're going to get him out. 1-2. What a job by Draper. As the runner was hung up between first and second.
For 6 generations, this land is provided for this Kansas farmer's family. Now, it also provides affordable, clean energy for Kansas. Watch the full story at weststarenergy.com/clean energy.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
The top of the fourth inning, 5-0. Mulvane with the lead as the Patriots have scored at least a run in all 3 innings so far as we move to the fourth. And it'll be the top of the order up, Channing Williams, who takes the first pitch from Daniel Lewis. It's taken for a strike, 0-1. 5 runs, 6 hits for Mulvane, no runs and a hit for Round Rock. Neither team has yet to commit an error. As Lewis delivers to Williams, low and away, 1-1. Scott, we were talking the last half inning about the fact that down 5, Round Rock really didn't probably need to get too aggressive on the base paths. And
yeah, sometimes you get too cute and outguess yourselves, and they ran themselves basically out of an inning. That's going to be another hit.
One hopper, Lewis was able to glove it, but couldn't catch it cleanly on the side of the mound. It rolled out towards second base, and Channing Williams is safe at first. And that's going to be the 7th hit of the game for the Patriots. And Williams, their leadoff batter in the lineup, leads off here in the 4th with an infield hit.
Now, Channing Williams, I believe, was thrown out last time he tried to steal. We'll see if they try to put him in motion again with the lefty up this time.
Right fielder number 8, Javis Larson.
So that'll bring up Javis Larson, left-handed batter, who is so far not with an official at bat. He's been hit by a pitch and he's walked, and he still may not have one because he bunts up third. The throw to first, and it hits him in the back, or it gets away from Caldwell, the first baseman, regardless, and safe at first base is Larson. Don't know if that'll be a throwing error or a base hit. It looked like it was right on the bag, an accurate throw, but it just happened to get there when Larson crossed the bag at first.
Yeah, I actually think the first baseman had to reach back a little bit to cross over the runner as the runner cleared him, and it basically, the helmet hit the glove at the same time. You're exactly right, Steve, but now another lefty up. I expect him to play small ball again here. Move the runners.
That was a base hit for Javis Larson. So first and second, just like that for Mulvane, and a bunt. You're right, Scott. Foul up the third base side for Lawson.
I love the way Mulvane plays the game, Steve. They take what they are given. And right now the third baseman is not even playing bunt right now. He's still playing back even with the bag. He's not playing up, not charging. So it's take what they give you. They'll take this all day long, play small ball, and it'll create runs.
Lawson's already got a sacrifice fly to his credit, looking to bunt here, but first, Daniel Lewis rotates around and bluffed a throw to second. That's where Channing Williams is. Larson, the runner at first. 5-0 Mulvane, top of the 4th. As Lewis stretches, couple of looks back at second. Now he's ready and delivers. There's the bunt shown, but the pitch up high for a ball. 1-1. Lawson singled in the first inning, then had that sacrifice fly in the second inning that scored Channing Williams from third base. So Lawson has an RBI, and he's 1 for 1.
Carson Childers now getting ready to warm up for Round Rock.
This one bunted up the third baseline. Pretty good when it's going to be effective is coming in as Marquis, and he'll throw to the second baseman covering the bag. That's Vingoshe. So it's 5-4 on the sacrifice to first. Second sacrifice for Lawson. The first was an RBI flyout. This a bunt. And the runners move up into scoring position. Williams to third and Larson to second.
Great bunt, though. He did his job. Now you got the DH, Caleb Cox, up, who can drive one here and get an RBI just on a tag.
Cox 0 for 2.
Infield playing in, trying to cut the run down the plate, Steve.
Yeah, Round Rock can ill afford to fall any further behind, trailing 5-0 already in the 4th inning.
Hit the ball hard and down, you got a chance to get it through the infield.
Through this stretch goes Lewis. And the 1-0 pitch, low and away for a ball. Tucker Pennell has to slide to his right, and the count's 2-0.
Pennell's been a wall back there tonight, done a great job.
Round Rock can ill afford to give up any more runs because they can also ill afford to give up any more losses. They're 1-1, and a win by Mulvane would lift them to 3-0. They'd be the only unbeaten team in their pool. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
68-mile-an-hour breaking pitch.
2 balls and a strike, the count to Caleb Cox. Cox, the designated hitter and cleanup hitter for the Mulvane Patriots. Out of Broomfield, Colorado. The 2-1. And that's taken low. And the count's 3-1. That's a suburb of Denver.
Not a bad place to live. I wonder if he's a Bronco fan.
You would guess.
Surely not a Cleveland Browns fan.
He's attending Arkansas Little Rock.
Nice school to play baseball at.
Down to the southeast of here.
Nice and warm.
Infield still in, runners at second and third. The 3-1 lifted, and this one looks like it's going to be caught out by the second baseman, Vingoshe. He does, backing up a little bit after playing in with the runner at third. Vingoshe makes the catch for a big second out, so the infield can retreat to normal depth with 2 away.
That surprises me there. Pitched him inside, fisted him a little bit, and tried to muscle it over the second baseman's head. And great job of pitching by Daniel Lewis.
Now he's got a guy that's been a very tough out, not just tonight, but in the World Series. Dalton Dinkle, 2 for 2 tonight with a pair of base hits and an RBI. He was 3 for 8 coming into this game, so he's 5 for 10 at .500 overall. And the first pitch is a breaking ball, and that one was close, but apparently a bit inside or maybe high. 1-0. We are up high and a little bit off to the left of home plate as the 1-0 is delivered outside for a ball. 2-0.
Well, he's on each side of the corners, just a little bit inside. That one's just a little bit outside. So now 2-0, he's got to bring it here, Steve. And if you're a good hitter like Dinkle, you can drive this thing.
Williams at third, Larson at second. Here comes the 2-0 from Lewis. Low, ball 3, and the count's now 3-0.
Almost wonder if he's pitching around him. He got a base open at first to bring Tyler Sutherland, who played, who flew out the first time up. I didn't get what he did the second time up.
Well, he flied to left, but he's not hitting bad in his own right, coming into the game at 4 for 8. So pick your poison here.
Amen to that.
3-0. Taken for his strike, 3-1. Dinkle is a Wichita kid and attending Cowley County Community College. 3 balls and a strike with 2 in scoring position. Mulvane already leading 5-0 in the 4th. This one is lifted into shallow center field. Going to be trouble. Center fielder coming on, and he slides towards second base and makes a nice feet-first catch.
Good evening, everyone. Your 4th inning forecast brought to you by Westar Energy calls for mostly cloudy skies this evening. Very slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm, but temperatures cooler thanks to this afternoon shower and thunderstorm activity. Looks like we're going to be hovering around 80 degrees basically through the evening hours. For Thursday, look for partly cloudy skies. We're going to have north winds and cooler temperatures tomorrow. Still a very slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm, but Thursday's high only around 90 degrees.
South Seneca in Wichita. From 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., you can count on Jim's Apple Market of Cheney. And Jim's Apple Market of Cheney, always serving you, has become more than just your grocery store. It's your authorized U-Haul dealer and your headquarters for Traeger wood pellet grills. Locally owned and operated, Jim's Apple Market of Cheney. Learn about their weekly specials at myapplemarket.com.
This is a Steckline Communications station, K273CX, FM 102.5, and AM 1480 KQAM. Wichita proud.
Well, Patrick Fennell was the guy at the plate for Round Rock last inning when they ran themselves out of the inning, and Fennell will now lead off the bottom of the 4th inning. His team trailing Mulvane by the score of 5-0. Steve Strain, Scott Stiles with you from Lawrence Dumont Stadium, the 83rd NBC World Series. Second pitch to Pennell is up high for a ball. So the count to, that's Fennell, is 2-0. It's Fennell, then Pennell, after that, then Ty Marquis. 3, 4, and 5. As this one low and away. What are the odds that in this World Series, Scott, you get a guy named Fennell, Fennell, and a guy named Pennell, Pennell, they'd be on the same team, and they would bat in the order back-to-back.
You almost think the coach is doing it on purpose.
Just to confuse us. Pitch in there for a strike, 3-1. Now, what's really confusing is when a runner is stealing second and Pennell throws to Fennell covering the bag.
Wow. Hope that don't happen.
It could.
It could very easily. You're exactly right.
The 3-1. Off speed,
Man,
up high, and that's ball 4.
That had no chance.
So Fennell draws the leadoff walk. He'll head down to first, and that'll bring up Tucker Pennell. Runner at first, nobody out.
Johnny Reyes, a right-handed pitcher, warming up in the bullpen for the Mulvane Patriots.
Fourth walk of the game issued by Noah Draper.
Both pitchers, or both pitching staffs, I should say, have given up walks in this game. Uncharacteristic.
So Tucker Pennell, first pitch swings and sends one over to the right side. That's out of play. 0-1.
Over in the kid zone, and it's a scramble for, it's almost like an Easter egg hunt, except you're only hunting for one egg.
The 3-1-6 elite team who will play next is crowded around that area where that foul ball went. What an experience this has to be for those guys. Pitch lifted, shallow right field. Javis Larson in a few steps under it and makes the catch, one away. So a runner at first, one out, and that'll bring up third baseman Ty Marquis. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Another game right here on KQAM. That's the scheduled start time, but always
never know.
A very fluid situation.
Yeah, but they did it. Look, I'm going to say Kevin Jenks and the staff did a great job of keeping this thing going. We had that big storm blow through, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and only about a 45-50-minute delay, and we were back playing. So great job by those guys, and quite frankly, it's not too bad. 9:05 right now. We're in the bottom of the 4th.
Got a pretty quick game, all things considered. First pitch to Marquis, and there a strike, 0-1. They always like to do the recognition first pitches before the 7 o'clock game. That's the feature game, when usually the most are here in attendance, and so that also before the 7 can further put things back if they're already off schedule. But you're right, this crew led by Kevin Jenks, an outstanding job of pulling things off normally without a hitch. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count to Marquis, and the 1-1 swung on and missed.
Late on that one.
89-mile-an-hour fastball by Draper.
Yeah, when you get that thing up, Steve, and it rises, that fastball rises and gets up close to your eyes, and you can't hold off on it. It looks so big coming at you, and all of a sudden it sails on you, and you're already in your swing.
1-2, the count to Marquis. And this one at 92 misses outside for a ball.
Draper has really worked that outside edge the whole game and starting to miss more now. Earlier he was making those pitches, but now getting a little tired and just not clipping the edge.
There is activity in the Mulvane bullpen. The 2-2, close. I think Marquis even thought that was strike 3. He took a step across home plate like he was going to the dugout.
They all did.
Instead, the count is full 3-2.
That's one of those where if you get it close this time, you might get that call. Because the umpire said, yeah, I might have missed one there.
And we'll see what Fennell is doing over at first with the count full. Not a very big lead. Now he inches away a little bit further, but down 5-0. You wouldn't think he would. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and Marquis goes down swinging for the second time tonight, and they're 2 away. Fifth strikeout of the game for Noah Draper. 2 outs now with a runner at first. And that'll bring up Kelton Caldwell. Boy, it's really been tough, Scott, for Round Rock as the first pitch to Caldwell, a swing and a miss in that. They had, don't forget, to start the last inning, a leadoff walk, and Tim Bechtold only advanced to third base. 2 batters later, Parker Tadlock walked, so they had 2 of the first 3 batters walk, but those 2 were stranded, as was Marcus Castillo. So Round Rock left them loaded. There's a liner up the middle on a hit and run. That's into center field. Now the runner turns for third, and Fennell will get there sliding in on a 2-out base hit for Kelton Caldwell. So first and third now as Caldwell gets the single. First hit of the inning for Round Rock. Caldwell's first hit of the game, and that'll bring up Ryan Regal. Regal 0 for 1. He struck out to end the second inning. He was the third of the 5 Noah Draper strikeout victims so far. 2 outs, runners at the corners, and the pitch is up high for a ball, 1-0. Time is called now as Easton Herring wants to come talk to Draper. 5-0, Mulvane with the lead. Patriots with 5 runs and 8 hits. No runs, 2 hits for the Round Rock Express. Neither team has yet to commit an error.
We build a lot of things, but mostly we build relationships.
Tim Bechtold waits on deck, but Regal will have to reach base to get Bechtold up this inning with 2 outs and 2 on. And the pitch, and that one misses low for a ball. So the count's 2-0.
You know, the catcher's done a good job. He saw that Draper was starting to rush his pitches a little bit, went out there to try to calm him down, and seemed a little more composed there, was closer to the plate. We'll see if he can get him on this pitch.
2 balls and no strikes, and the pitch outside, ball 3.
Wow.
There was activity, as we mentioned a little bit ago, down in the Mulvane bullpen. Well, whoever that was has stopped loosening up.
It was Johnny Reyes, number 11, and they signaled he was ready to go, but looks like he's just sitting there talking to fellows on the bullpen bench right now.
Might well hinge on whether this batter is retired. There's a strike, as taking all the way was Regal on the 3-0, and it's 3-1.
I don't know what the pitch count is, but he has thrown a lot of pitches in this game. Going to a lot of full counts, and he's been behind the counts the last couple innings. Had to battle back.
For 3 2/3, you're exactly right. The 3-1, little floater out deep at short. Shortstop going back, Williams. He'll get the force at second.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
For 6 generations, this land is provided for this Kansas farmer's family. Now, it also provides affordable, clean energy for Kansas. Watch the full story at weststarenergy.com/clean energy.
In Newton, Sand Creek Station offers back tee overall length of 7,200 yards, so you can get out and stretch your game a little bit. Set your tee time now. Call 284-6161. 284-6161. 2 play for 50 Mondays through Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays after 4. Call Sand Creek Station now and ask for the KGSO special.
Ready for the 5th inning. Mulvane on top of Round Rock by the score of 5-0. The Mulvane Patriots looking to go to 3-0 in pool play in this NBC World Series. Friday and Saturday will be the pool play semis and finals, and then those that advance out of there will end up playing in championship week the rest of the way, with the finals now coming up a week from this Sunday night. Steve Strain and Scott Stiles with you on a muggy 85-degree Wednesday night in the ICT as we go to the 5th inning. New pitcher is out there for the Round Rock Express, and that's Kason Childers. So Childers is a right-handed thrower that's out there. Carson Childers, excuse me. Childers is from Round Rock High School, so he's playing for his hometown college summer team, and he's out there. And he'll have to deal with Tyler Sutherland to start the top of the 5th inning. 5-0 the score. Mulvane with the lead.
Boys are a little late for our flyover.
First pitch to Sutherland, in there for a strike. Yeah, we had a lot of pomp and circumstance before the game with military night and some of what we had. Would have been a nice night for a flyover.
I would like the little cannon fire off too off the bridge, like they do 4th of July fireworks here. That leaves you shaking.
First pitch to Sutherland was in there for a strike. He takes a ball high here, 1-1. Tyler Sutherland is 0 for 1. He flied out to left in the 3rd inning. Walked back in the 1st.
He just looks like a hitter. Tall, lanky, left-handed hitter. Pretty good swing. Good control of that bat. Got the old elbow pad on in case you get beamed on that open inside.
He is 6 feet 4 inches tall.
Yeah, he looks like he can play.
2-1 as the last pitch was a ball, but he takes here, thought that was low, but it was called a strike at the knees to even things up at 2-2. Tyler Sutherland from Arkansas City, Kansas. And he is attending Missouri Southern. He'll be a senior this year. The 2-2 swung on, bounced out to short. Fennell to his right. He'll throw high over to first. He airmails it, and it goes off the railing, and down to second base goes Sutherland. And there's nobody at the bag, or he might have gotten thrown out.
Nobody covering. I don't know what the second baseman was doing. He was being a spectator.
Well, Sutherland rounded first without hesitation when that ball sailed over at first, and had somebody, you're right, Scott, been guarding the bag at second, Sutherland may have well gotten thrown out, but when he saw nobody there, he motored for second. And
give Sutherland credit, Steve. He didn't slow down. I mean, he usually you'll stutter a little bit and look back. He didn't hit down, and he made the second with ease.
First,
unbelievable.
I'm sorry. First error of the game on either team. Tucker Fennell at short for Round Rock on the throwing error. It's a 2-base error, and Sutherland down at second base. Now here's Hunter Aguirre. And Aguirre sends one foul and out of play, 0-1.
Just unusual. Usually between the second base and shortstop, you have somebody covering there and no communication. They both were standing there a good 10, 15 feet away from the bag just watching the play. I don't think they expected him to come.
Boy, and that throw really sailed on Fennell, too.
Boy, it did.
Pretty routine throw. Didn't have to rush it. Just came out wrong, came out high, and now a 2-base error. Sutherland at second base.
You know it's a bad throw when the first baseman doesn't raise his glove. He just kind of looks up over his head.
And Kelton Caldwell, the first baseman, goes 6-2 himself.
Yeah, good point.
Pitch was weakly swung on and missed by Aguirre. He was fooled on a breaking ball, 0-2. Aguirre is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center field and a walk. And the 0-2, strike 3 called. He thought about it and should have, according to the home plate umpire. I think Aguirre thought that was outside, but he's rung up for his strikeout looking for the first out of the inning.
Adam Brown now coming up, the hitter, third baseman.
So a runner at second, 1 out now as Brown steps up to the plate. He had that long home run to left field his last time up. Childers looks over at second, the runner going to third, and now they've got him in a rundown, and they chase Sutherland back to second. He'll get tagged out now, and that's the second out of the inning. So breaking too soon, Tyler Sutherland before Childers started his motion. So Childers realized that Sutherland was heading to third. They got him into a rundown and eventually tagged him out. So the second out of the inning, all of a sudden 2 out, nobody on, and here's Adam Brown now, ready for the first pitch, and he'll foul it back to the backstop, 0-1. And his home run back in the third inning, Scott, went a long way. It cleared the fence in left field over the 385 sign, but also it was a towering fly ball too, as he really got underneath that one. Had he straightened it out, he could have hit that thing a mile.
Yeah, it could have been by the church. Yeah. 385, cleared it, landed in the trees. So 2 RBIs for him on that swing.
0-2 is the next pitch, also a strike. So he's down 0-2 and takes high and away for a ball. Time may have been called before that pitch, yeah. And it may have been the catcher, Pennell, that asked for time. Well, now they've got a ball up on the scoreboard, so I'm not sure. 1-2, and there's strike 3 called. It's a moot point. Back-to-back strikeouts.
challenges dealing with tracks. If you are interested in this kind of time, money, and field savings that we are offering with our track systems, then call Don at 620-899-8380 or 620-585-2208. Also ask about our lease options. Susie Track Systems. Give us a call today.
And throughout the concourse.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 5-0 Mulvane over the Round Rock Express as Ryan Regal gets set to step in for Round Rock against Noah Draper, who's given up just 2 hits so far in the game. And the first pitch is fouled back and out of play. Tim Bechtold leads it off. And it's 0-1 to Bechtold. Bechtold, Ramon Vingoshe, and then Parker Tadlock back at the top, 8-9-1, and a 5-0 Mulvane lead.
Neither team looking real spectacular at the plate, but due to some walks and a big home run, a couple key hits, it's allowed Mulvane to get this 5-0 lead.
Pitch in there for a strike. Fastball at the knees, 0-2. 10 hits combined for the two teams, 8 for Mulvane and 2 for Round Rock. So they have been really tough to come by for the Express. Up high for a ball, 1-2.
He loves hitting that spot on 0-2. And he's got a few guys to check their swing and get called out on that third strike by hitting that location up and away.
The 1-2 chopped at the plate a mile high. This is going to be a tough play, and there's not even going to be a throw. In fact, the pitcher and third baseman aren't even going to be able to field it as it bounces out towards short. That one went about 35 feet in the air, it looked like, off the plate or off the dirt in front of the plate. And I think if anybody had caught that clean, they still would have had time to throw to first.
No. Chopped it right off the plate, and umpire gives the pitcher time to get back, and they switch balls out.
Scott, this is the 4th time in 5 innings that Round Rock has had their leadoff batter aboard.
Had nothing to do with it. One time they ran themselves out of the inning, Steve, when they had an opportunity.
2 of their 3 base hits in the game have come from the leadoff hitter, but like Scott said, nothing to show for it. Here's Ramon Vingoshe taking low and away for a ball, 1-0. Vingoshe struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. He was the 4th of 5 strikeout victims for Noah Draper on the night. 1 ball, no strikes. Draper stretches and delivers, and there's his strike, 1-1. Round Rock trying to be one of just a small few, Mulvane, undefeated teams in pool play, as this one is sliced foul right side. How about the Great Bend Batcats in their first year as well? So we've got a couple of area teams, Mulvane and Great Bend from the Jayhawk League.
Yeah.
Great Bend is.
Great Bend played really well last night against the Mississippi team.
Hattiesburg.
Yeah, Hattiesburg, and won 7-2, I believe. I had the game last night. It was 4-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. And Hattiesburg made a 3-run error on a 2-out pop-up to the second baseman. The ball was dropped between the shortstop and second baseman, and all 3 runs scored on that play. Opened up to 7-2 game, which was the final.
Vingoshe takes low and away for a ball. It's 2-2. So you've got Great Bend and Mulvane both from this area. First-year college summer programs. Both of them qualify for the NBC, and they're undefeated in it. This one lifted right field. Larson a few steps over to his left. Will track it down easily. Vingoshe flies out to right for the first out of the inning. So that'll take us back to the top of the order with Parker Tadlock. So a runner at first, 1 away as Tadlock steps in. He's got a 1-for-1 game. First inning single. He walked back in the 3rd. Runner's going, and the first pitch is a strike, and the throw too far over to the first base side of the bag. The shortstop coming over, Williams, reached out to catch it, but could not apply a tag, so a stolen base on the strike as Bechtold swipes second, 0-1 to Tadlock.
Bechtold, what a great jump he got almost no chance to get him, and would have been a perfect throw.
Nothing and one. The pitch up high, 1-1. Major League scoreboard tonight. Washington's defeated Milwaukee 8-5. In the ninth inning, it's Philadelphia 9, Houston nothing. Toronto 3, Oakland 2. That's a final from Canada. Cleveland is in a good battle with Kansas City for first place in the AL Central. Indians up 8-2 in the eighth over the Angels. Kansas City leading 14-2 over Detroit.
Wow.
In the ninth inning.
Neither team can lose right now.
Pitches a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cubs leading the White Sox in the Battle of Chi-Town 5-1. That's in the sixth inning. White Sox the home team in that series. The Marlins over Texas 11-3. That game's only in the sixth inning. Ground ball to second, fielded by Lawson. He'll throw to first and throw in time. Runner gets down to third. That's Bechtold on a 4-3 ground out by Parker Tadlock, and they're 2 away.
Moves the runner over the third. Now, if you get a pass ball or something like that, air, anything, allow that run to score to keep the inning alive.
Marcus Castillo steps up with a runner at third, 2 away. His team trailing by the score of 5-0, bottom of the fifth inning.
Castillo came into this game hitting .500 in the NBC.
0 for 2 tonight, lined is short, and grounded into a fielder's choice. Takes a strike, 0-1. St. Louis over the Rockies 7-5. That game in the bottom of the sixth inning from St. Louis. It was the Rays 5, Baltimore 1. That's a final from this afternoon. Also this afternoon, Yankees 9, Cincinnati 5. Pitch outside for a ball.
My poor Reds.
41-60.
Yeah, that's why I got the Indians lean on.
And the Browns.
Being from Ohio. And my Browns. And the Cavaliers, who's in turmoil. Welcome to Cleveland.
1-1, the count to Marcus Castillo. Through the stretch, Draper in the pitch. Weekly chopped up the third baseline. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boston 4, Seattle nothing. That's a final from this afternoon in Seattle. The Diamondbacks are 59-43 as they beat Atlanta 10-3.
Don't you think the Royals need to make one more move? Strengthen that bullpen or pitching, something, need one more arm?
It wouldn't surprise me if they did. 1-2, the count to Castillo. Lifted right side. This is slicing. Will it get out of play?
Nope.
Looks like there's room over there for Dinkle.
Make the most of every single moment. After the game, head to visitwichita.com for all there is to see and do.
For 6 generations, this land has provided for this Kansas farmer's family. Now, it also provides affordable, clean energy for Kansas. Watch the full story at weststarenergy.com/clean energy.
Sixth inning from Lawrence Dumont Stadium, 5-0 Mulvane. Leading the expressive Round Rock as we now head to the sixth, and that means Easton Herring will lead off for the Patriots of Mulvane. Channing Williams and Javis Larson to follow. 9 at 1-2 as Herring swings at the first pitch and misses, 0-1. Carson Childers still out there for Round Rock.
You got to think that Mulvane really wants to try to get some more runs here.
There's a mercy rule in the NBC World Series. It's come into play a few times already as this one is low. It's 10 runs after 5, and it's 8 runs after 7. So it might be hard to get to 10 anytime soon, but by the time the seventh inning rolls around, it's very possible the way they've gone that Mulvane could be flirting with an 8-run lead. This one's low, and then it bounces into the home plate umpire, and he's going to have to walk around and shake that off. That's Ben Harlow behind the plate. That didn't feel good.
No internet, slow internet. Luxury or living in the country doesn't mean you have to settle.
He's going to ask for some baseballs, and Tucker Pinnell's going to go out behind the dish, out to the mound, talk to his pitcher, basically just as a courtesy to the home plate umpire to let him walk that off.
Yeah, it hit him where it's going to hurt for a while, and both umpires, Josh Sheepus, the first base umpire, and the third base umpire, both took their hats off, and they're kind of laughing, but they put their hats over their heart like, I feel for you.
They're just glad they didn't feel it.
Yeah, exactly. And the catcher knew, too. He went out, talked to the pitcher a little bit, gave umpire a little bit of time to clear his throat.
2 balls and his strike, the count to Herring, who singled and flied to right, and he lifts this one out of play. Count still 2-2.
Pretty good crowd now settling in. 3/4 of the blue section's pretty full, this lower level. Here at the old Lawrence Dumont for the 83rd annual NBC World Series. All the sky boxes are full tonight. It's good to see that.
Weather's just about right, not perfect. Again, a little muggy, but still not bad. There's a liner up the middle.
Man, about took the pitcher's head off.
That'll be a base hit for Herring, his second of the night. So Scott, the number 9 hitter for the Mulvane Patriots, Easton Herring, is 2 for 3. Done a good job of flipping it back to the top of the order, and that's where Channing Williams is, and he'll step in now.
I've been impressed with the 9-1 hitters tonight. You know, they've done a great job. Think about this, Steve. They've both had a couple of hits in the game tonight, and they've made some things happen.
Williams 2 for 3, a couple of singles, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Runner at first here, nobody out. Top of the 6th inning, Mulvane leading Round Rock 5-0, and the first pitch to Williams in there for a strike. Nothing in 1.
Let's see if they put a ball in movement here, play a little small ball with the speed they got on the base pass. I'd like to see him try to push it down first base one time and see if he can beat it that way. They've tested the third baseman a couple times. There it is.
Pitches up high, though, for a ball, 1-1.
I think that's the direction he was going to. He knew the third baseman was going to be charging hard, the first baseman staying there. Make that pitcher hop off that mound, try to make a play, and then throw across his body.
1 ball and 1 strike the count. Runner at first, nobody out, top of the 6th. Easton Herring's leadoff base hit, by the way, the 9th hit of the game for Mulvane on the night. Pitch is outside. Yeah, the count is now 2-1. Javis Larson waits on deck.
Takes signals from the third base coach. Williams digs back in. Still think the bunt's on.
Childers stretches, and then he'll throw over to first instead. 2 balls and a strike still at the plate to Channing Williams. Williams scored in the 2nd inning after his single with 1 out. Michael Lawson's sacrifice fly to left. There goes the runner. The pitch swung on and missed. Throw down to second, bounces in. It deflects off the second baseman and goes into right field. And Easton Herring will head to third and slide in there safely.
Well, the hit and run was on. And Channing Williams lunged at it. That might have threw the catcher off just a little bit. And it wasn't a great throw. It was a one-hopper and bounced off the second baseman's knee and bounced off to into right field and allowed him to go third. So now you got that 6th run on third base with no outs.
So a stolen base for Herring gets him to second. They've not put an error up yet for the ball going out into right field. Here's a bouncing ball over to second. Van Goghe will look the runner back to third and throw to second. So Herring stays at third on the 4-3 ground out to Williams. And there's the first out of the inning.
Javis Larson now coming up. He's batting .250 coming into this game tonight in the NBC World Series.
Mulvane is a team, Scott, coming into the game .351, so they've hit the ball well in their 2 games.
Exactly correct, Steve.
Breaking ball in there for a strike to Larson to 0-1. 6 runs in their first game and 10 in their next, so they're averaging 8 runs per ball game. Outside, trying to work is Childers, but he just missed 1-1. 8 runs a game will win you a lot of baseball games.
Yeah, it will. So that's the Royals. When they start scoring runs, you win games.
Javis Larson, only 1 official at bat in the game. That was a single back in the 4th inning. He takes up high here, 2-1. He walked in the first inning, was hit by a pitch in the second, so no official ABs there. He did score in the first inning, though, after he was issued the walk. The 2-1.
There it is.
Slicer, left field. That one's going to get down. That'll be a base hit. And here comes Herring to score. And it's a 6-0 game. Runner sliding headfirst into second. That's going to be Larson with an RBI double with 1 away. And the Patriots lead now is 6-0.
Bechtold got over and got the ball, but then he held it and was real lazy getting back in there. And a great job and a great read by the hitter who stretched that should be single into a double just on pure hustle.
Yeah, that one was slicing away from Bechtold, and he did kind of go nonchalantly after that one with no real urgency. And again, this Mulvane team, their MO is aggressive base running and speed. And
absolutely,
you cannot go after one lackadaisically like that out in the outfield, or they will turn and go, and that's exactly what happened. First pitch to Michael Lawson, a ball, 1-0. 3rd run batted in of the World Series for Javis Larson, an RBI double here in the 6th. His team leads 6-0, 1 out in the inning, and the pitch now to Lawson is in tight for a ball. Two balls and no strikes to count to Lawson.
Still one more game to be played yet tonight. And those guys are hoping that this becomes a run rule.
I've got the call of that one on the NBC YouTube channel, so
You do?
I kind of am hoping the same thing.
Boy, you got a long night ahead of you.
Bring
what time do you go to work in the morning?
Too early.
Oh, do you get up at 4:15?
No.
Okay, I do.
I might still be awake at this rate.
I was going to say, yeah.
Runner goes to third. Sliding in safely is going to be Larson, and he swipes third base on the pitch to the plate, which was a ball.
Great read. As soon as that first movement, he was off and running, and it was actually a pretty darn good throw. Steve down the third, but he just beat the tag.
So the count's 3 balls and no strikes at the plate to Michael Lawson. Runner at third, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning for Mulvane. They lead 6-0, and the pitch in there for a strike. It's 3-1. Infield in again with a runner at third, and Round Rock can ill afford to give up any more.
Now the third baseman, if you're Larson, you got to just run on contact here. Unless it's obviously in the air for a pop fly.
The 3-1, lined foul.
Whew. Right, between the base runner and the third base coach.
Yeah, look out, Larry Gerwick, the coach for Mulvane, right over his head.
Looks like Trent Baker down there warming up for the Round Rock Express. Trent Baker, a right-handed pitcher.
Michael Lawson at the plate has a pair of sacrifices tonight. A sacrifice fly that brought home a run in the 2nd, and then a sacrifice bunt in the 4th that went 5-4. Look out, he throws his bat here, trying to swing at one, and swings and misses, throws his bat toward the first base on deck circle, and down he goes for the first time tonight. So a strikeout there, and that's the 2nd out of the inning, and now Caleb Cox is in.
Protect the fans and swing with the boot grips.
Caleb Cox 0 for 3, a couple of flyouts. He was caught looking in the 2nd inning. That's big, Scott, when you can get the cleanup hitter, designated hitter for the opponent to go hitless on the night, and Cox has done just that.
Yep. What's hurt them is they're 9-1 hitters.
Childers through the stretch with a runner at third, delivers low for a ball to Caleb Cox. Yeah, Mulvane has gotten it done with other places tonight for sure. 1 ball, no strikes. Childers delivers in tight for a ball, 2-0.
The mayor just texted me saying the Royals are up 16-2, Scotty, in the 9th for their 8th straight. Just rubbing it in because he knows that I'm really hard on the Royals in the morning show.
Yes, you have been.
But as long as the Indians keep winning, the Royals will be playing for that wild card.
Inside for a ball. 2-0.
A lot of baseball left, too, you know?
There is. And maybe more moves to be made as well.
You got to think.
2 balls and no strikes. And there's a strike, 2-1. Mulvane faithful getting on the home plate umpire there, not liking that strike call. 2 balls and a strike. And this went in tight, and there's ball 4. So the scoreboard was wrong. I said 2-1. It was already 3-1, and now ball 4. So Cox, a 2-out walk, and he's down at first. And now Mulvane with first and third, 2 away. They lead 6-0, and now here's Dalton Dinkle trying to add to that. And he's a good guy that
Dinkle's been putting the bat on the ball tonight, bud.
2 for 3 with a couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Runners at the corners, 2 away as Childers stretches, looks at third, rotates around, and checks first as well. Nothing happening. Caldwell is holding the runner on at first. Marquis playing behind the bag over at third.
Wow.
And the pitch high and away for a ball. Dinkle scored after his third inning single on the 3-run blast by Adam Brown. Takes a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. One run already in the inning for Mulvane. They lead 6-0. This one is swung on, lifted right field. Coming on is going to be Castillo, and he'll camp under it and make the catch. Side retired. So Mulvane brings home another. They leave 2, but as we go to the bottom of the 6th, all Patriots tonight. Mulvane 6, Round Rock nothing. This is the 83rd NBC World Series on KQAM.
Sand Creek Station Golf Club in Newton is bringing golfers together with the KGSO Special. 2 play for $50 during the month of July at Sand Creek Station. Range balls, green fees, card, 2 play for $50 all month long at Sand Creek Station Golf Club in Newton. Sand Creek Station offers back tee overall length of 7,200 yards, so you can get out and stretch your game a little bit. Set your tee time now. Call 284-6161. 284-6161. 2 play for $50 Mondays through Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays after 4. Call Sand Creek Station now and ask for the KGSO Special.
With over 20 years of tire and wheel experience, Wichita Tire and Alignment offers name brand tires, wheels, and auto repair services, including alignments, balancing, brakes, strut and shock absorber work. Great customer service and great prices are our highest priority. We employ a well-trained staff specializing in sale and installation of passenger car, performance and light truck, or SUV tires. Special tire size requests are welcome. Call us at 522-2919 or visit us at 4460 South Seneca in Wichita. We are Wichita's full-service tire center. Call Chris at Wichita Tire and Alignment.
After 5.5, 6-0, Mulvane with the lead. Round Rock has had a hard time figuring out Noah Draper tonight, while the Patriots have pounded out 10 hits and 6 runs, so they lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Patrick Fennell will lead off for Round Rock. Tucker Pennell after that, then Ty Marquis. 3, 4, and 5. First pitch to Fennell, low for a ball, 1-0.
Well, they need to start chipping away right here, Steve. They got pretty much 12 outs left. And every out's going to be crucial here, every at bat. So they should start chipping away at this 6-0 lead.
Well, that's one thing that'll help right there. Fennell fouling one off. They would sure like to chase Noah Draper, who's been really good tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't been consistent, but he's been good enough.
5 strikeouts, scattered a few walks as well, but only 3 hits through 5. The pitch a ball, 2 balls and a strike now at the plate to Fennell. Draper ready, and the pitch, change up there, in for a strike. He really took something off. That one came in at 70 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Draper ready in the 2-2. Now he comes back with a fastball and a swing and a miss. So a really good mix of speeds right there, Scott. He came 70 with the change and 86 with the fastball, and
that's been
swing
his
and a miss.
That's been his ammo, Steve, throughout the night. Keep him guessing, but bringing that heat after throwing that 70-mile-an-hour curveball, then coming back with the high 80s, low 90s fastball, it's hard to catch up to.
6th strikeout of the game for Draper. Here's Tucker Pennell, the catcher, who's 0 for 2, and he takes a strike, 0-1.
The cleanup better brought to you by OxyFresh Carpet Cleaning, the world's greenest carpet cleaner. Catcher number 21, Tucker Pennell.
Pennell's lined to second and flied out to right. And he sends another one up the right side, just outside the bag at third on the ground, a foul ball, and he's now 1-1. So Tucker Pennell really likes to go to the right side. A right-handed batter, catcher for Round Rock, but he's lined to the right side at second base, flied out to right, and almost got one fair down the first baseline there. The 0-2.
Just
outside.
missed.
Draper working the outside edge. Activity again down in the bullpen for Mulvane. Jared Price, I believe, is the pitcher loosening up. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning.
Got it.
Strike 3 called. There's back-to-back strikeouts. This one looking. Pennell didn't like that one at all. And down he goes.
Beautiful backdrop and setting as he gets dark here in the city of Wichita, as the New York MetLife building and the Hyatt Regency is above the backdrop here in the beautiful Lawrence Dumont Stadium. The rivers glare, glistening off the water. Calm night. 80, actually temperature's getting hot again. It's up to 85 degrees, 86 degrees at 9:44 here in Wichita.
Ty Marquis takes a ball as he steps in 1-0. The second pitch bounced up the third baseline. That one's going to go just foul. Yeah, just a spectacular view even after the sun goes down as the buildings light up outside the outfield fence. And it's pretty much all the way around, Scott, from left field to right. It's full of buildings and even Waterwalk Place in foul territory over on the right side. Lit up really well at night. What a great view. This one fouled back and out of play, 1-2.
Those people over there at the beer garden in the kids zone, they've had a workout tonight with all the foul balls they've got.
They really have.
I need to ask Kevin Jenks this. You know, they use 53,000 balls for the Wimbledon tennis tournament at Wimbledon. Wonder how many baseballs the NBC uses for 2 weeks.
Swing and a miss for a strike, and how about this? In the 6th inning, when you wonder what he's got left, Noah Draper strikes out this side. That gives him 8 on the night. Now you wonder if we may well see him in the 7th. First, though, we'll go to the top of the 7th. Mulvane 6, Round Rock nothing. This is the 83rd NBC World Series.
Jesse Soria, the owner of Cholitas Mexican Restaurant. Jesse, what is the magic of Cholitas?
I believe it's been our consistency. We've been able to provide a quality product by making our foods fresh daily. Our cooks come in and they start with the sauces, the chips. We make everything there. We have really good customer service. It's just overall quality.
Open 6 days a week from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Cholitas Mexican Restaurant inside West Link Shopping Center at Central and Tyler.
Did you know that AutoSmart offers fleet service? AutoSmart features certified ASE technicians and same-day service for your fleet. AutoSmart will perform computer diagnostics on your vehicles, and they'll determine what repairs need to be done with your approval. You can get your fleet of vehicles serviced at AutoSmart, including brake jobs, oil changes, along with turning rotors and getting new tires. AutoSmart also offers a new 36-month or 36,000-mile warranty on service done, including parts and labor. With 2 convenient locations, call them today for your fleet at 316-524-2277.
Visit one of our 3 locations in Wichita to learn how our financial tools can help you get ahead. SunCoreBank.com. Member FDIC.
Ready for the 7th inning from Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Steve Strain and Scott Stiles with you. It's Mulvane and Round Rock. All Mulvane tonight as they lead 6-0 as we start inning number 7. And it'll be Tyler Sutherland that'll start it off for Mulvane against a new pitcher for Round Rock. Trent Baker is on. He's from Georgetown, Texas, which is right near Round Rock, both of them suburbs of Austin. And right-hander Baker is on to face Tyler Sutherland.
He's got legs the size of tree trunks. Wow. That's a pitcher in the linebacker body.
6'3", 225 pounds. He doesn't look 6'3" from up here, and it could be because you're right. He is a little bit thick from the waist down. And I'm not talking overweight either.
No, not by any means.
Pitch lined into center field. That'll be a base hit. Tyler Sutherland on, and the leadoff batter on again for Mulvane is Sutherland, a leadoff single this inning.
They're really good at getting their leadoff people on. Really doing a good job. And last time they got the leadoff in. Got a couple runs, or one run, I'm sorry.
Mulvane has had their leadoff batter aboard in every inning except the first.
There you go.
So 6 innings in a row, and this one's going to be a batter aboard. A liner down the right field line and deep. Aguirre sends one to the wall on the ground, and he's not going to stop at third. Sutherland rounding third. He'll score on an RBI triple. Now the throw gets away, and here comes Aguirre to the plate. There will be no throw. It's a triple and RBI, and he'll score on an E9. 2-run score on the play as Aguirre rounds them all, and it's 8-0 Mulvane with the lead.
That was just a rope down the right field line, and like you said, all night long, the right fielder for the Round Rock Express out of Texas, Castillo, has been playing shallow, and that time he just turned and ran because he knew it was over his head. And a great job, great effort by the hitter to get to stretch it into a triple. Then the overthrow allowed him to score.
Adam Brown up with a 1-ball, no strike count. Takes a strike here, 1-1. Hunter Aguirre just airmailed third base.
He sure did. It was a rope. One of the hard hit balls we've seen tonight besides the home run.
Pitch outside to Adam Brown, 3-0. He probably wishes after that he would have emailed that throw, but instead he airmailed it.
Yeah.
3 balls and no strikes. The count to Adam Brown, who's got the big 3-run homer, but bounces one to short here. Fielded by Fennell, charging in. And a low throw to first. First baseman came off the bag to scoop it up. Kelton Caldwell didn't have to do that, Scott, and he stayed on the bag. It looked like he was going to scoop it up, but for some reason he just took his left foot off the bag as he scooped that one up. And
Adam Brown conceded the out. He was jogging down the first baseline and still made it.
It was almost as if Caldwell was wanting to get out of the way of Brown coming down the line. I don't know, but the throw was on line to where Caldwell could have just kept his foot on there and scooped it up. But as he scooped the ball up, which he did a very good job of, he took his left foot off the bag. And safe at first base is Brown. Now here's Easton Herring. So a base hit for Brown. And that's the 3rd hit in a row this inning now for Mulvane. Adam Brown on at first. Easton Herring with a 0-1 count. And this one, a little liner back to the pitcher on a hop. He'll throw to second low, and so they'll only get the lead runner at second. 1-6 on the put-off at second base. Brown is retired for the first out as Herring reaches on the fielder's choice.
Another person warming up in the bullpen for the Round Rock Express. That's number 18, Jack Engelman, and he is one of those suicide drop-down throwers. It'd be interesting to see if he got in the game and see what he could do.
So back to the top of the order now. Channing Williams steps in. Williams has had a consistent night, Scott. He's got 2 singles and 2 groundouts to second base. Chops this one foul. So in 4 plate appearances, he's done the same thing twice. Single, ground out to second, ground out to second. No balls and a strike. The count to him here.
I'm telling you, with him in the batter's box and third baseman playing back that deep, I'm dropping one down third baseline and he's walking into first base. There's no chance to get him out with his speed.
There goes the runner down to second. Good throw, but the second baseman got there late, still applied the tag. Van Goghe got a light break coming over to cover the bag at second, but he did, almost sliding to the bag himself, then reached back toward the first base side of the bag to get the tag, and he applied it, according to the umpire, in time for a 2-4 putout out at second base. So Herring is retired, and that's out number 2. 2 balls and a strike now, the count at the plate to Channing Williams. The wind and the pitch to Williams, and he swings and misses that one, and the count's even 2-2. 8-0 now as Mulvane has only gone 2 innings tonight without scoring. The 4th and the 5th, they went scoreless. They've not had a huge inning tonight, Scott, but they've scattered 1- and 2-run innings throughout, and they've added up. There's a swing and a miss for a strike, and down goes Williams. But a couple more runs score after the first 3 batters reach base safely on base hits for Mulvane in the 7th. Stretch time from Lawrence Dumont. Mulvane 8 and Round Rock nothing. This is the 83rd NBC World Series on KQAM.
Are you having trouble getting your crop out of the field due to the wet conditions? Susie Track Systems for your combine has state-of-the-art technology. Our rubber track systems places very little stress on the ground, even in extreme conditions created by muddy or wet soil, which significantly reduces soil compaction. Outstanding traction removes wheel slippage, which prevents your machine from bogging down, fuel wastage, lost time, and surface correction, which equals money wasted. Susie International has 48 years experience in the track business, and Preferred Equipment has 15 years in the egg track business. If you are interested in this kind of time, money, and field savings that we are offering with our track systems, then call Don at 620-899-8380 or 620-585-2208. Also ask about our lease options. That's Susie Track Systems. Give us a call today.
Bottom of the 7th inning from Lawrence Dumont Stadium, and the Round Rock Express need 1 run or the mercy rule is in effect, and we will be done. 8-0 as it's Mulvane with the lead. Let's listen to Mike Dean, NBC Hall of Famer. That's outstanding. That is Mike Dean. If you had us at the beginning of the game, we played him doing the national anthem on the harmonica. Mike Dean is the official scorer here at the NBC World Series and has been for a number of years, doing every game. So when we discuss whether a play was a hit or an error, it's Mike Dean, that gentleman, that's making those decisions. And for his work here at the NBC, he's in the NBC Hall of Fame. And then the icing on the cake, they have him play the harmonica here as well. Scott, he's one of those guys that just kind of is the NBC World Series. One of those guys that if Mike Dean wasn't around, it wouldn't be the same. And so,
no.
Wow, what a talent.
It just adds the ambiance of this great tradition here in Wichita, the 83rd annual NBC World Series. Here's what we use. Okay. 2,820 baseballs are used in the NBC World, 235 dozen. Now, take this to Wimbledon. Wimbledon uses 53,000 tennis balls.
It's a lot of tennis balls.
A lot of dogs running around, balls in their mouth in England.
It's true. Bottom of the 7th, Kelton Caldwell leads off, 8-0. Round Rock trailing Mulvane. If Round Rock doesn't score here, it's ball game over as Caldwell lifts one up on the infield. Now it drifts out to shallow left center, and the shortstop Williams backing up, and he makes the catch. Well, the wind, which we talked about earlier, had not been blowing much, Scott, is starting to pick up a little bit out of the south, and that's the reason that one started off looking like a fly ball to short that drifted out into left center field. It was still the shortstop that caught it, Williams, for an F6.
That wasn't an easy play, Steve, and center fielder is playing so deep he couldn't get there in time. But there's some storms right above us. It's going to go to the north of us. Topeka area is getting hammered. So is Kansas City right now. But that might be a little bit of the wind from the storms up north, pushing it up, keeping it up that way.
1 ball, no strikes to Ryan Regal, who just took another one low. So it's 2-0 to Regal now, who's 0 for 2. He is struck out and grounded into a fielder's choice.
Nice pitch.
In there for a strike.
Is it Kissick? Is that how you say his name?
Kissick, Trey Kissick, the new pitcher here for Mulvane.
Has a lot of pop on his fastball. That's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there, and these guys can't catch up with that.
Pitch fouled back out of play, 2-2. So Noah Draper's night is done. 6 innings for Draper, just 3 hits, no runs. And he struck out 8, including going out in style, striking out the side in the 6th.
Got him.
There's a swing and a miss for a strike, and down goes Regal. And now Round Rock is down to their final out. But Noah Draper, Scott, did 2 important things tonight. Obviously, going 6 scoreless innings, 1, but he's going to minimize the amount of bullpen pitchers that Mulvane used tonight, which keeps their bullpen very well intact for their next game on Friday.
Pitching is the key. Just look at the Kansas Stars roster. They brought a lot of pitchers this year compared to last year because they know what this tournament can do to pitching staff.
Tim Bechtold takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes to him. And this one is strike. Trey Kissick is from Grand Island, Nebraska. Right-handed pitcher out there trying to finish things off for the Mulvane Patriots, trying to go to 3-0 in these World Series. It might happen here. 1 hopper to third. Adam Brown is there. A throw to first. First baseman stays on the bag just barely. Dalton Dinkle. And that is the ball game. A 5-3 put out. The mercy rule applied. 8-run lead after 7 innings. And that will do it. Mulvane 8 and Round Rock nothing. And Scott, it was Mulvane on Round Rock from the very beginning of this game, and really a good combination as their hitters scattered 12 hits and 8 runs.